I am obsessed with investing. I love investing. I love saving my money and investing my money into uh, my business or different businesses that I have. And I think there's been this really important lesson that I had to learn when I first had some money. The first time I got some money, I was looking into investments and I wanted to make sure that I made the right decision. And I was so stressed, and I was just in this place where I couldn't stop being afraid, I guess, of having any negative outcomes at all. And so I ended up studying a ton of investments and putting some money into different things, and I would take it right out and I'd put it into something else and I'd take it right out. And that kind of led me to a point where I basically got sick of all the, back and forth that I was putting myself through. And so then I just gave up on it and I let the money sit. Then after a while had passed, I looked back and I looked at all the things that I was considering investing in. And for the most part, every single investment that I could have put my money in would have worked out positively for me in some way. And that's where I just, I realized that time passes quickly, and that if you just sit around, nothing's ever going to be perfect. Nothing will ever be perfect. And in most every case, whether it's 5 years or 10 years from now, you're going to look back and you're going to realize the world has not changed as much as you thought it would. And you're going to miss out on a lot of compounding. And I think this applies directly to business. And that's another lesson I've had to learn is in my business, the same exact lesson. I have always struggled with ADHD. Yeah. And I think part of what my struggle was is feeling emotionally like there wasn't anything that was perfect for me. I would work at something for a few days, and then, day 3, it's like, I don't want to be this for the rest of my life. And I would switch. And then I would do something else for a little bit. Then I'd switch and I'd do something else for a little bit. And it took me a long time to realize that what I was missing out in that scenario was on compounding. And doing a little bit of something is never going to, doing a little bit of a lot of things is never going to get you where you want to go. You need the compounding effect of building a business in the exact same direction. And if anything, you shouldn't be going wider. You should probably be going narrower with what you offer and niching down. So that's been an important lesson. I see a lot of business owners that I talk to and I work with who fail to learn this lesson, right? They've been doing the same thing for 10 years, 20 years, and they've tried and started different marketing, right? Different things they've dabbled in, but at the end of the day, they don't put in the time, effort, investment to let those things flourish. And they'll start something, they'll stop it. They'll start something else, they'll stop it. They'll start something else, they stop it. And they never let these things compound. And then in 5 years, 10 years, they look back and they're in the exact same spot that they were. And they're thinking, well, tomorrow I'll change, or maybe I'll be in a totally different business tomorrow, or, I'm already big enough. I don't want to grow my business. And then in 5 years, 10 years, they're wishing that they would have done something differently. And so I think the important lesson for me was that time passes so fast. you're going to find yourself looking back in 5 years and you're either going to be doing things that compound or you're not, and you're going to be wishing that you had taken that risk. And it's all about the risk. And so for me, I've had to do two things. Number one, just go for the investment. If you have some idea or something, do it and try to do it in a way where you can't get out of it. I offer free services to so many companies. I tell them, I will do this for free for you until we get results. I do that for a lot of people, or I have in the past. And all I ask in return is that they get reviews and they get some photos. Even then, I have so many people who just fall off because they're constantly changing who they are and and it doesn't lead to this compounding, right? So I see this argument that, oh, there's so many bad SEOs out there. I actually feel like the opposite is true. I've been on the other side where I was running a business and hiring SEO companies. And for the most part, almost every single one of those SEO companies was doing something positive that over the long run would have netted me positive results. But, we're so perfectionist and finicky about these things that we don't let it work. And especially now, that was more like a national SEO, which is way more complicated. With local SEO, I can only be an amplification. I cannot make your business good. I cannot make your business deliver good results for customers. I can't get you the reviews from your customers. I can't do those things. I can only amplify. If you're a bad business, SEO is the worst thing you can do because you're going to be amplifying your services. So I just think, though, if you want to have a good business and you want to make money, you have to start planning today to run a business, which means you will be either in sales or you will be in management as a business owner. And even further down that line, you might just be managing managers. That has to be your ultimate goal. And number two is you have to start doing those things now that are going to compound, and wake up every day and do one thing. For me, I was always doing SEO for my businesses, and I always wanted to do SEO for other businesses, but I had trouble committing to that. Was I going to start a business? The best thing I did for me was buy this, because every day I stamp on me that this is what I am. This is my identity. I'm going to take a step today in this direction. Lastly, I want to leave a quote that I really like. If all you had to do to be a millionaire was to wake up every day and press a red button, most people would at some point stop pressing that button. That's all you have to do. Wake up, go to work, do the things today that will get you to where you want to be tomorrow, and make it boring and obvious. So that's what I got for today. If you want to talk about your business, SEO, whatever, I love talking about this stuff. I don't even care. I will try to give you as much positive benefit and direction as I possibly can, especially if you run like a local service business or you're starting to run one. So feel free to send me an email, info or Josh at brightbeamseo.com, or give me a call. Visit the website, brightbeamseo.com. I'd love to talk more. I would love to add value to your life, regardless of if I can help you, great. It doesn't matter to me. I love talking about business and life. So feel free to reach out. We'll see you tomorrow.